Our next guest provides crucial support to Australian women who are navigating financial uncertainty during major life changes, including separation, debt consolidation, and refinance. To discuss ways to assist those feeling stuck in perhaps a financial rut, Louise Syphers is the mortgage broker at Abundance and Beyond and joins us now. Louise, welcome. Good to talk to you. It can be very overwhelming, no matter what stage you are in life, clearly. If you're going through some financing or finance difficulties, what are you seeing, particularly, I guess, among women who may be at those critical points in life?
Yeah, thanks so much for having me. Oh, look, I see so many women coming to us who are at the early phases of going through generally their new beginnings or divorce or separation and really are so scared to know what to do on their own. And one of the things that I find is that they a lot of the time have more funds than what they thought and don't know what to even where to start with, or they have nowhere near as much funds as they thought they should have between themselves and their ex-partner. So they're really looking for the guidance and a safe space to be guided through looking at whether they're going to buy the family home, or take it over, or they're going to buy a property as an investment property in their own name, or look at buying a property in their super fund. So that's my main passion for these women is they get to keep some sort of mortar and bricks or buy something as a residential property.
Louise, we often hear that it's women that have lost out, particularly in regards to those super balances, because they're the ones that have made those career sacrifices. Therefore, they haven't been earning as much as perhaps their partners have. So, what advice do you have where a woman perhaps finds herself in that situation, the marriage is broken up, and they are behind, particularly as far as their super?
Yeah, look, this is such a good conversation, and it's one of the key things I talk to my clients about because we all know that compulsory super only started in 1992. So somebody like myself in my 50s, we didn't get super from day dot. So that's a massive impact to a lot of my women that as my clients who are 45, 50 plus. I always say it's not too late. There is options available to build up your super depending on where you're at with your age. And there's also other things you can do outside of super as well for assets and for investments as well. It just depends on where they're at in terms of the equity in the property, because sometimes you can use the equity in property potentially to do other things to get in further investments down the track. And if they're starting out fresh from the start, sometimes planners will say, look, we'll just put super to the side and we'll just work on getting some funds to buy a property, a family home.
Do you also find perhaps women find themselves lacking confidence financially because they lack that literacy?
Absolutely. And that's probably the biggest thing that I find with my women why they haven't decided to take the leap and have a conversation, that they're just so worried about or fearful of what they think they can and can't do. And there's a lot more options available out there now with lenders, what we call tier two or tier three lenders that could potentially help our clients to get them onto the market. And there's just so many more useful opportunities out there for our women in terms of my referral partners. I can refer them to as well. So they can talk to planners, they can talk to buyers agents to get their confidence up. And really, I always look at the what so, look at what they've got right now and where we can get to the end finish, depending on if it's 12, 18 months, 2 years. Often with a lot of these separations, they do take a lot of time. So there is a bit of time to be able to puzzle together what we need to get to the finish line. And then the other key point is often some of my women clients do get significant payouts from their ex-partner into super. And that's where we do have some of our women clients buying an investment property in their super fund, which is a great vehicle. I've done that a couple of times. And if it's done properly in line with a planner, it can be a really good way to get some assets, residential assets or commercial as well.
Have you found, particularly over the past couple of years, that, and we know the cost of living crisis that everyone's been through, that perhaps many women are coming to you saying, look, I'm using my savings to service debt at the moment, just to make ends meet. So let alone trying to come up with some money to actually invest. How do you turn that around?
Oh my goodness, this is such a good question. I actually literally just had this morning. Particularly, I find this is a really hard one for women who've got little ones and they're at their capacity of what they can earn right now. So I look at probably a more 3, 5 year plan when the children are going to school and they've got more capacity to earn money and be able to create more wealth for themselves. Some of my older clients who are looking to really focus on how they can get to the finish line and buy a property often rely on their parents as an inheritance. Early inheritance is a big thing that's happening out there right now. Parents are, being able to draw out equity on their property and be able to contribute to their adult children to get them to the market as well. But it's really different for each individual. But what I say to my clients is please um, start the conversation. Just start having a conversation to find out where you are right now, what you can and can't do, and then we can look to, pinpoint the options of what you can do between, now, 6 months, 12 months, 18 months down the track.
And how important is it to shop around, be it to find the best loan or even to find the best advisor?
Yes. So I think this is a really important point that for my clients that I always say it's always good to have a conversation with a couple of brokers just to see what your thoughts are on the market and how you deal with these brokers because it's all about the relationship. It's like I say a broker's like a bank manager. The good old days when we had the bank manager, like we'd go into the bank and they would be there for you whenever you needed them, they're there for you. So it's the same as a broker. I have access to over 25 different banks, and we work with our client from the start of the finish of the loan. And then we also support them after settlement. So if there's any issues with statements or cards haven't come in or whatever it is after settlement, we support our clients because whether it's Bank A or Bank B, they're all very difficult to deal with. And we try and support our clients of not having to hold for sometimes the other day with one bank was 2 hours for my client because I wasn't able to help her. So we try and fast track that so there's less time on those damn hot centre calls.